eye Brian a champon ana osese MPP for so yepeni yie dia wono ana obekro the citizen ana ono so ede ebaye osi city survivor hinges on the market forces say enedie say city no say na hoden say bekosuro say begino say beba fomo ni nyina ye say de edwadie mu esi etie the inside democrat ana ono so eba ne say 14,000 ghost workers caught in payroll audit by government. Over 53 retirees. The C staff also drawing salaries. Osene enipano se empim edunai cheses yenye adwuma so yaji musika no. Yatu the ghost names no. Ana wose ya kire wo mo. Na ye payroll audit no. Enipa aduonum miensa yakoya homigiem yada hoji aketua. Eni se nipa bi ayewuo Kessel ato ba forcing ana obeka ne se yenye gidie wo Ghana city num na ensie nyina yeye. Ghana has enough aviation fuel, MPA assures na anu asasa ase and yes international airlines kra Ghana omu jejai ana yenya aviation fuel ana short ana yebo company ba kra Total Energies almost aviation fuel almost suspended indefinitely. National Petroleum Authority, Godwin Kujo, Temeklo, or no, and worker say, or say aviation fuel, ye will be our Ghana Hasi, and what they buy. Baba Sam files defamation action against 11 people. Ababa ye we huna manne. Tabiaku, maku dubaku. Aden paper e data oba ne ba watch him no na be ma ne gina hene watch him no be ma no gina hene pa watch him no na be ma ne gina na atoba forcing work no atoba na so ase navy suit ase white shirt na yellow tie we do different hene pa aye de a sponsor football no mi nua mi bibia me nyonko Kwabene Bokwansa. Ghanaian Times Kwabene Bokwansa. Chronicle Kwabene Bokwansa. Tottenham Kwabene Bokwansa. And Swag Kwabene Bokwansa. And now what you da? Chinemimene. Our Blue Event Center. Our West Hill Mall so actually Wabotiano. It's in Misrow. Kwabene Bo. Yenina Kwabene Boyebi. Kwabene Boyebi. Kwabene Boyebi. Kwabene Bokwansa, ikumfi Kwabene Bokwansa. Na Ghanaian Times or tro ya osabebe tro. Your friends say Ghanaian Times for evening news. Osabebe Troy. Kwabene Bokwatina Bruchre. Tottenham and no opposite police station and Kwabene Botie. And Yirajua. Hey, Kwabene Bo. Kwabene Bo every share ye. Ame tro. Ghana Today. Kwabene Bo any Kofi Akumanyi. ADAKABRI Tatuo. And Ghana Today, you try no London, try ya, and Sana, actually, Nana, Mosso, Nano to a champon, and so Ebe Mo, and Sana, actually, Sydney, and so Ghana Today. Kwabene Bedru ya, and it's a chronicle, Nakwabrebo, what you anti a exclusive pieces in a Kwabene actual chronicle, and what they acquire, Ababidu, Tiachina. And ye di Kwabene na watcheda ewo Wessel Mall Botiano hono na chiri saa no unza otra Botiano Wessel Mall na say taxi rank bi ho bekwa kwesi chi hono sa di Kwabene Kwansa of the Chronicle of Ghanaian Times of Evening News of Ghana Today of Swag and China engineer Kwabene Japan photo fe or see the making of engineer Kwabene Japan and Kwabene J or no say the new dawn what they ever Kala Yaminshraw. Mamenye interview wemra na Bosumin Sianie and the new is it the 9th Parliament? Yashasiye. Si yenshe Parliament no omu performance. Ni ababa share the performance of the minority. Ni ababa share the implications of 2/3 majority. Na yashe Nina na yadiaka. Professor Samuel Adujamfi, a political historian and a lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Yadeni nebedi sankomai. Prof Prof Yamuaha.
Yeah, Openi.
Prof na wi what you saying?
But me ho ye na onto e.
Oba dia da wuro ma yetia so. Yetia so.
Na no
Yetia.
come on you ntumi e am betwa so na me gidi say next week me ba bonten na me ba bonten a bomb bra me no so pa no.
Just a ballistic papa.
Just MPP come on there.
Mu odeye. Mu odeye. Na no bomb no ba kwa to ye na de akotia Kennedy Kwame Akompre ko Japan.
Ane ya kan konfo you say dia nya no kra ne ya ka tere wono.
Ediere gise bi buku se wuku ado se yawado na mehwe kwan mefa so a se eye awo se passion na kwatena mu na bra na yemetena dem ase.
Na me be se me ni kuma se fo no be di nkomo na aba the news media o pick nanka ya betra wa exclusive won kan so because nkomo we no enya dia ye be di atum ye be di nesi
ye be di amenesi minu ya ba majamfu avai wosi nkonkonsa na epraw asia ye be di amene pra yen ye be di amenesi prof and then no yenhwe ya hwe the performance of the government and na emrahwe bedwam no second quarter na abena wie ya share third quarter na se tinka ye pese ye hwe the performance of the Ghanaian parliament up to the second quarter na area ya hwe the performance of the minority na area ya hwe the implications of two-thirds majority atimi epu efie honom tiansha say representation of the People's Act and a hyehyɛ sɛ yenyi ya namusini ewa betu yampasua bia so na omumeginam emra mebobo nsam ho entwetwe nkomo enye nhyehyɛ emeye mra emfamayen na ye na abatu yampasua so aduo ahanu aduoso ensia na yayi nipa ye do ma ba betena se betena se no say the 9th parliament chawoso hwe mu busumi nsia ntemu a abanfoforo ba ye ya o sha se afri hene na ade akowie hene
yo me da se kosa no modu na ehwe susudia kai betumi die susu a kai bebre na so ye ebezi enkomo no on even only media report na yenya the substance of common no ayepesi di no and unfortunately no yeni parliamentary data specific to key activities are ebia omoya within the public sphere, but I will rather use this platform and the question to say a proper reflection on what parliament stands for. Opinion can occur Sentia, you will need power parliament. A representative democracy, dom you in Market Square. Now, almost a debate on the fate and the future of Omo Mine. Omo Mine is Shepherd Omo Dating, and Omo Peso Aso Dating. The Greek policy, no, from the Athenian democracy. Sabre we, yes, a constitutional democracy. Ashemra, that is the Tempeswa, Muya Twaba, one more year in Siamese for the Ama constituents. No, you did tell me, say, one more call at the man for no annual 7 at the Cotuja, and would do come as a Shankrata. Now, one more about Taiwan in Yadia, ethnical radia, policy, a law, a mra. Here come right, no any policy. Policy is equally law. It's national policies are very emerging piano. That national policy, no, idea. Yes, it millions and papa, at the man for our Ghana, no constituencies are running in. The law or the policy, no, a very representative enough. It, there were policy be say, yes, young fan boom, it's say, Kutia. Can you be hookah now or man for any to Musa now parliamentarians no quatrawaji to mua. Let us say parliament no ABR almost any man for we and consider or man for no into share any day here won't. Baby, now one in chair crowd, many Edward Bringer, and a research assistant, a woman be. Do the people matter in policy making? You know, in the policy making process, you know, in I mean, say, agenda setting. You set the agenda. Agenda, maybe your wife, your man for no the mammy can be a number of your man for Comodian, a quarter executive nominee, and they have majority in parliament, they can start a policy process. Or more in the policy making process, no, or more agenda setting take place. I will say interest groups. Their policy, no, they be a policy no crabata wo, and then confer a farm, a agriculture one. Nipa wa agric way you see parliament and war standing committees are maybe so many say to my way. Almost also ad hoc committees are to committees are almost so edi juma. So at the boas and any idea. One may your consultations, one may your more research, one may check background, one may no way. One many interest groups building in the town. Thank you, town. Ankoya na kwakoye insawoso instead of ngitamudia nsemuchia dem faso deba na akodane nchiniwa anyhow na within the same framework no your consensus building it sounds say nkomo no mudi ni say for man no na o man no susu nyina na keka bomu ayi chiro man na NDC agenda na NPP agenda bia so o ma agri nyina ko benkrom after debate ni abia the policy bia image policy ni image o majority ni minority there. We bet me at na parliament no we me parliament omo ha na to krodem e san say assembly akwa near the BBS say team tenko sebebo o manfo sembo o manfo na akwa akowie na president executive head no what the insignia na ne centre ni ade isusi ade e de ahye no so and now what kind actually say after the law is now promulgated the basis of the law one is free. A policy making, if your man for I know say laws are also made at the court of competent jurisdiction. All right, the pronouncement of the court in many ways, no, beyond jurisprudence near Biano. Then he said, "A bayam right here and so or man for any assembly could peer court as the third upper the second estate, you know, one should do media would you know, a bois a wamra shame through." A judgment and pronouncement, especially at the Supreme Court on your constitutional matters. But fundamentally, you wouldn't say Parliament will, and you're not being as happy with your casa, a policy, one more woman of the moon, a boy ever man for, and I said, ever say a man for your man for in your door. On the basis of that, no, you bet me ask Omo, actually say, Omo Koi, and I say Koi. Be also. The conduct of the majority and minority itself, so quite interesting. William said, the parliament is a house of record. Debates are important. It will be said, don't come on it on the drone. Woman Copodia will move in parliament, and a woman to media will move in. Woman is from my Ghana year park. You component the so called hang parliament. In my estimation, it would have been the best parliament Ghana should have had because of say Parliament in their own convention or the consensus it doesn't matter a hang Parliament what a hang Parliament I think deliver to us say executive arm of government control over the Parliament it like Baron de Montesquieu's separation of powers it can be exclusive separation in the extent to say Parliament and then executive review executive head in parliament into parliament best serve as a serious second executive. A banisa or man for your home pass. If you can say such hang parliament creates a problem for the executive head because a basa cuma mention the door for the name rather a majoritarian rule as we are having it now. A bois emma executive head not to be prosecuting the agenda with ease with speed, but the ease and speed, every man for the year. Any kaya sempa. Na ya dia, carry me they go in Kwandia. Let's say, a parliament, a rubber stamping parliament. Is it the case of this parliament as we are discussing? And now say, exclusively, one more formal part of the majority, in their own idiosyncratic tendencies. One got one minimum and acquire a content crown a parliament, was the abusive company, the Obuo or Manu Agripani and Coma Passe, and found a party I worked on. Well, actually, Tireno or Betchere or Quiet or Tereso, Empo, the chief whip or one more party and we put them to line Crana. When we see Kokosa, they will make their point to the extent to say the majority of our parliament, will rather seek the interest of not only government and party, but also seek the interest of the state. It the parliamentary discourse and a discussion. It's a very difficult one to score, I must say. But at least from time to time, it may be edited. For example, you bet to me a grade MVP for conduct in parliament today. Now, what do you pay? A bit until you pay. Now, will be at the top point of parliament one. And today until you pay. It is able to meet Ginaso, as a microcosm, minority in the house, So I'm conduct a coaching and disrupting parliamentary processes. A man in Yenica, a man in Swab, now so. To make quite a coach, now, almost get a man for one, I'm your man for. Same thing, I'm walking out and still be Yansa woman in Yansen. Still be a best swabber, Ediama, or man for, and now say a ticket drink ticket can almost. I started to say, Tanko mo bi eni no ma hodo bebre no eboa emle a parliament no e da no wedi e wo kwan so nko so a e be boa manfo anase mbo manfo
apeyendo so mo o kan say enkata ma na ye 138137 no enanka betimi aboa manka executive overreach ka entimi ma da bia no they kind of say all bills emanate from all bills into parliament emanate from the executive branch. And just I say almost see a year MPs, Now this time the Akuwi say Yasaba ama yenya a majoritarian rule. And I umi hunum come fast dear majoritarian rule no so. My young show. At the time, and not a year 138137, consensus eluding that and Kabumun said anyhow. The moment more of say, waiting a time, waiting a time, waiting a time. And no, Oshe, nothing would be compare and neya, what kind of majority rule say 2/3 majority abemuya. Rather no enye ntwifa so bi na ye twifa minority no so ana
and that's why original baby no that is how parliament is supposed to be. Parliament is some to debate as a parliament wo mo de here o manfo na e some de tudwa e de hu komo na bills no they are rich over the executive. They are broad for say parliament but they also scrutinize the budget of the executive. It is a way executive kind, your friend is saying, or mining media, now mobile scrutinize it, for debate, meaning the debate in some idea. But the question is that whether say, in the extent of the majority, or to the extent some of normal have control over the house, does not mean it has ceased being the house of record. As students of history and authors of history, using the lens of historiography, parliamentarians, however big or small the group is within the house, woman yansa or mobile my Ghana, to me at Roto, now you to used to be beautiful. Then next, if a bomb will be so mumpa, maybe a dashing for the baby in your kind, and I baby a bomb. It is very critical. So that is the benefit of democracy. You see, I'm family. Okay, anyway, I'm depending on the material to determine election. But you see, I'm family for parliament. I'm box or the agree, the answer, the interfere, the insuapa, the resistance. No matter bring the coffee and the better. that means that the substance of their argument is as sacrosanct as even a law. You know, we need to appreciate even though we have come to a majoritarian rule. In that respect, I believe a minority, ingenious enough, and some dexterous enough, and some minimum no more and a majority one more 2 years, 1 more to a bar, and the year and also a bit to say, so almost young ya, a month for a gun for being so moko. Until you got to a baby, on the Tuabama, Dona, Omudi Agrono, Nemu, Omo said, Dom Kuman Moon, and one confwa, will make me a boy. Meaning I retreat democracy. But Dom Kuman, like I see a shot, it's found. You don't play, you grow, you don't play, you better cast insinuation. You better grow, you better.
It's yake.
You better level, baby, now. Sit, come in back.
Na here's a strategy, bang. That Adam Kumaya walking. Na we say, almost no more strategic. Now, if almost no more discourse. The woman say they need to be on top of people's minds. Say, almost Juma. Say, almost constituents. Ebe hunu say, almost Juma. Na fi so no almost party base so. Ebe hunu say, almost Juma. Enti a media budget review as a year glorious of a year Bakunya or Niama trouble. Was say, oh, a year statement kebina or Baba Baye. Na die hiano a year galamse huns and some of my women and my year boo more election violence any other and intino and a year call a year president's one. So what's the war say measuring on top of people's minds who is doing what now? Nipa do saying and a follow a year media budget review and a nipa do saying and a be taking note. Say galamse huns and some minority poor can want them a year election violence minority poor can want them. And a ma year boo minority poor can want them.
Political communication is important even with this very important, even though we are parliamentarians. I'll tell you this. At the back point, Galamsey caused the MPP to also fail in their elections. And also, one of the dent on the image of their government, the past 8 years it came. So I'm sure they cannot go out just to critique the existing government. They must go out with a mea culpa, admission of guilt. And so we did two mistakes. One so edit. No more Bogana and Sio Eka. Amagana Yanshi Yabaka Credit. One more Kazubi. Namagana and Sio Yabas. If you want a more platform issues, okay. Within 6 months, we cannot say, Galamsey, Seminole, any Yinshia say, no, we better compared to 8 years. But I say the MPP must be strategic enough. Quite interesting, anyway. And Ghanaians are almost a listeners, electric, they are maturing in politics. You cannot just use sometimes fever pitch argument, just shouting, making noise on the rooftop to get to the people, because in conform a designing argument. Because who compare 6 months to 8 years and unless you say NDC for a former government to say the before. Yes, sir, you can't compare 6 months to 8 years. Woman will move a say to me say you should I say and start within 6 months. There is no basis for comparative analysis. To the extent they say they maybe would have to hold their fire and direct it toward the real issues of the Galamsey in terms of say steps are and they are holding government feet to fire. So the step they say some taking, those steps they are urging them to take them, and not rather to be in a haste to criticize them. Because maybe a voter, no matter what the MPP will say about Galamsey today, I won't vote for the MPP on Galamsey issue. What's the amount to Matthew Udin?
In other words, we want to recall a news about we assessment of opposition parliamentary MPP happen on a year Galamsey, happen on a year voter violence, a year.
The second item also. The second item on voter violence, the medical card be training say MPP and NDC. No matter the electoral reforms we've had, one of the macho men determine election. So kaya azuka boys no ne. President go home say back on azuka boys ne.
Delta Force
ni ade. And na normal dey you want to tell ballot box ni ade di moto ni ade. Now democracy ben na ninjas na etuaba ninjas na kire di obemi. Democracy ben na ninjas ne. It is their stock in trade. It is their stock in trade. So, in the MPP, MPC, a metre, any nyansa, Nanyansa, and the young father or my year about toward dia. Woman, you no monon class, no winning come and you're working out on mid-year budget. Now, woman, and have a consensus on this matter because consensus building is part of democratic culture, including parliamentary culture. Now, woman, and have a consensus building on that issue. Here, a preserve Ghana's democracy, and in preservation of Ghana's democracy, it goes beyond partisanship. In your MPP, Sebi. A mini election, it's possible in my mind that they may not have worked out. See, the reality of the matter is that to transform our party in the to transform our party in the Yadiansa, the digital man, Yemitri. Yadiansa, the digital democracy, Yemitri. It's they should have something that can be stayed, something that can have a future cost, not a momentary shout on the rooftop. And I say, they are lasting to our democracy. Now, if they want to, the MPP parliamentarians and now more, if they want to leave a proper legacy in their parliamentary history of Ghana, this is the way to go. And yet, to prove reactionary tendency. They have to be strategic and dexterous enough. Build consensus with the people. The individual actors should know, say, one new colleague didn't come up behind the scenes. I do way more ya man yourself. I do way more democracy. And as parliamentarians, as MPP, NDC, because there's no way for violence and no way for brawn. We want brain in our democratic culture. Because there will be politics of equalization in our analysis over time. Where and NDC say, it serves you right. Why do governments overlook that? And why does the MPP parliamentarians think they can suddenly gain traction on the basis of what happened at Ablekuma recently? The history of Ghana in our elections tells us that this is not the first time this nonsense has gone on or taken place. And it is the way forward to be conciliatory and not to be seen as who painting a government black or an institution black. But that's a lot of the right word, I think that the parliamentarians are not being strategic enough, and truth be told to them, especially the MPP parliamentarians.
In other words, so if you say mid-year budget review, now you go to say, Gloria Usu, as a report, Kekentia there, yes, sorry, free one me. In the media, no, the graphic puts it, government allocates 13.8 billion cedis for big push. 32 major road projects targeted na spread up to 176 constituencies. Enti sa big pushing na road network 32 of them across 176 a year constituencies. Who can say na all minority the bet now for the debate na how does it impact on their performance to their cancer or constituents?
Do baby ah. The album mean
the propaganda that's a cancer for.
I'm very good. I'm a gas and for.
And now, what Bama so they are coming in here?
Araho. They make me a can of Araho.
So, how are their constituents likely to view them? Say, one, most of the free ho, Mubaba debate ni biana, na yasi ye be ya kwine 13.8 billion, targeting 32 roads across 176 constituencies. How are we to see?
I'll tell you this. We didn't say parliamentarians or man for to about more money. Say a man for experts say they will have a superior argument in any day. If you say majority no crime far a better baby and yet abdicating their position in that regard. Say womo ebedi juma. So the abo man for in this realm no ombeja akodi nkomo foforo me gidi se metime siesie ye o metime no makoma mu metime siesie kakra metime siesie kakra metime ase
enu na aye
enche gabano kopa ya eni ye nkometime ne majority na ka abo ma frame de me aba house o.
Oh, so be as consensuously believing.
Oh, the American say, "Ebi I know the come to ya enyankabo mu ho afreme abeto mano." But the American, they want to come home so me Ghana democratically. Ghana meche.
But as a political historian, now words so very important. It lays with responsibility and the decency line there. What you believe in, Sawoka na ya fro. A privileges committee krana state it na say no kure any wugidie na wode kan dia ta ho asotwe kura ho na go through awon twen no
anything media ka o mo asem de say no say awon a o mo tumi ke frank of for to o mo no o mo tumi nye bi so fa nyan kabo mu fa no ma be bo Ghana democracy no e bi ni de MPP ko ye America ho asem
enti aye no na notwithstanding say minority no I work out on the mid-year budget review no, but then this is the select committee on rules ranking member, honorable member of parliament for Achimsuedro in the eastern region, Kennedy Nyakon Osei, after carefully going through the proposed road projects planned by the NDC government for the next 3 years under the big push. These were the regional breakdowns. Greater Accra, 9%. Central, Western, also Greater Accra, Eastern regions, 9%. Central, Western regions, 9%. Asante region, 3%. Volta Oti region, 37%. Western North region, 15%. Northern regions, 18%. Bono Ahafo region, 9%. 81 Namubi, but I select committee on roads. What's the big push? 13.8 billion cities. What the Kwakwe, what targeted 32 roads a year across 176 a year constituencies. And this is how select committee chairman, what me in the percentage terms and regional breakdown. What do you make of that?
Of course, sir, it's important to be able to align all those items and to see how a collective aggregate to me at the results at the bread or mouthful. But also, regional, are defined by what you just said with me. It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. What's that country region saying?
3%.
And now Utini voter region saying
37%.
that's right.
Sana penunti that's right.
Oh, so Sana is a corner because about what they are about for development too.
But figures are asante to ma and this, over and above figures are voter to ma NDC.
And then I'll be Ghana about to very interesting. Now, come over could be a baby. That's a baby. Maybe I'm an over producer behind the scenes as an ABD. The person that class in the top I but the American say. I said over time, we said the MPP, Asante region will show them red card. Sure. Road now almost 30 years from me,
In touch.
After anything, I can't road out and I contract an agency that to be sure.
In fact, say a sanction the other way around. A publication, a National Petroleum Authority Chief Executive, a lawyer Eduzi Tamaklo, also a Troyard. Now, as a Kennedy, Nyako Oseno, MP no of the MPP stock no, what only one part, and a Eduzi so actually on 3 parts. Now, on 3 parts no, A no, and a represented the Kennedy, as also actually. And I say, Oba B, na B no se selected abandoned projects with no prior dedicated funding. B no, or say selected abandoned projects with no prior dedicated funding. Na no, and I say rehabilitation and upgrading of Kasua Winneba Road. Or say rehabilitation of Ofanko and Sawam Road, dual carriageway. Or say dualization of Takrade Aguna Enkwanta Aguna Junction. Or see construction of Swami interchange and local roads. Or see construction.
But if I'm facing higher man. So many of you.
But was NPP for now paid dedicated funding for the project. In the affair no mono ebabe.
Now, it's a vote room and I can't read in the bit we appreciate that thing. From for and the logic in it to Abadia.
And no, and I was under sea because a year no Kennedy no happen on Ekasa Asante and 3% no. In fact, the only time Asante bear 1 year outer ring road, Kumasi outer ring road, the quadrant, which is just the 3%. But then under C, or see projects undergoing feasibility studies. Accra Kumasi Expressway on a completely new alignment. Accra Outer Ring Road, Kumasi Outer Ring Road, and Adosu Echi Amamfrum Bridge. Eti Kumasi no, just on the quadrant no, a year Udi free, a year Joso Buankra. So na wafa inland port no opposite wo na wode akwakosi mampon main road no mampon adwura main road no but then a chile no or yen feasibility atimi de saa ekwan no abetwa the whole Kumasi ho achia akin to the one wo United Kingdom your friend no M25 London M25 na atwa London ho achia na atimi esebo no. What do you make of it? So much me yes I did when you know.
Also I'm not so much to me yes I did when you know man for the logic network about there. And then on my hand people. You see, I don't think everything come on me see me no be no. Because so far no they can let them in no shedo. It's from kana me say ho hye me.
And a playbook so somebody here adwuma free tete no. That playbook no from 2008 ebesi no that playbook no ene obe can say you sprucing it up and now say dada no
some of the machinations the car party no nye gu nkra na be gu nye mo benya problems free hey very serious amount of mu ati church is na nkwase pono na nkwase pono no that's what you try to bring
enti just as we crowd yam fancy for now na yam ya hoboa na yen sanhia but a quick one a naturalized Ghanaian of 33 years standing here in Ghana na what me ene na yire awo nkwala ensia omunyina Ghana ha omunyina school Ghana ha ono so naturalize here from age 14 now ba Ghana and I want naturalize here ne Ghana man penyini ayi ni say onkonkoye Ghana's ambassador to the Republic of Korea. What you know what I'm saying?
So one naturalized it.
We are Korean by birth, but naturalized Ghanaian.
And Doctor na Ghana mamre ojitu na was on mine to man pa adintra. Citizenship can come through naturalization by birth and all the adoption related aid. It's what is found within our constitution and define who a citizen is now. Are very important. And your color and your creed and your race. That's what I'm making.
So for 33 years in here, and I want naturalized as a Ghanaian.
That's the point I'm making. It reinforces the fact. Look, America, a pluribus unum, out of many, one. China for Korea for Japanese, American, African, different sets of people are there. That is what is making America diverse and a great country. It's where I'm going to say, America is dumb on the basis of that. There are lessons to learn from. The best and brightest brains elsewhere or individuals are one more Ghana digital. Emo kwan na mai mu anase wo mo esu wo mai mu nyantetie bi anomo suahu bi no mbeso mbe Ghana fo a with a proper check ni ade no go through due process to become Ghanaian. They are citizens. As a matter of fact, it me who how and I mean who asemka unless
but that's what they to what did to sit because when I hear can 33 years here were naturalizing or say ye no so no was saying a creative be the board the Ghanaian economy say ene uko shop bia se bia petrol station kwa na abeko na se me pese me di momo etua aye financial institution tech financial and technology companies unya bo number no agu a point of sale device isu no ubehun say krek na about phone so na wa authorize payment no na payment yi ko enti payment yi ekwa ubehun say ye do receipt abeto so you pay na just waba sa aye Korean ya wa naturalize as a Ghanaian ono na etimi ate sa company no a etimi ye shopping any payment services no harmonize say and all you need to do is your phone number and then off you go. Now what we authorize payment. Now what's the sound no money free shop or now they call. At least why be the Abuagana and Ambwa.
I can tell you on authority say on my day well do without gifted people. Human resource are very significant. It's a man be we grant by politics need. Human resource are very critical. Ghana will be unnaturalized to America in sports, in entertainment, in industry, in academia, almost contribute immensely. It's a globalized world. It's still like that when human race crisscross over time. The answer yes.
But yes, and no, and in congratulating President Mahama, so why yes, I did we say no. MPP ni mapa of your friend is saying Lebanese descent. Just one no so no. Ya be wo no kura wa ha ne papa ba 1946 mu ho no ma ne papa no mansa nko biem ni abe wo no ha your friend your friend Fadi Dabuazi was say President Mahama Ayade na time Akufo-Addo ba no chese wa kwama Akufo-Addo ye chire ni nyina ne ade kototo cells BNI incidentally cell awoda ye no 1983 the same cell Akufo-Addo so kodaye into another way Akufo-Addo fanatic anisa afede de Akufo-Addo aba bem na Akufo-Addo ye say wabema no ambassadorial role say onko Middle East na wonko boa ne nhwe say ye betimi trade ties akoye in the Middle East Akufo-Addo ma ne post yi no so na wotwemienu ntam o letter beba na wotwemienu so ye no san ba Akufo-Addo zubo media nka mede mawo na me nkrofo no ye bechimare me nkrofo no ye bechimare ma me be 2 weeks bi me san bra
woman so Ghana for the table prayer and what can I say here? Now the woman said, I can friends and family government. In Ghana's history, opening a good part of the DNA to the way the Nadia and he say how crown.
You meanwhile na amameda was a crown away between Basisiano just some minutes ago, Yamine Woka say ya and a year. Honorable Member of Parliament for Bantama, Francis Asensu Boache, a woman in Ko University, the friend Kabila. Also, Rules Minister, Deputy Chief of Staff and the Akufo-Addo tenure, and also Rules Minister and the Akufo-Addo tenure, and also Wadibibi Ababon Tinsisia. If I know my can once me, a year Swami interchange. Any Accra Kumasi Road of Ankon Samono. Was it a year finance minister Nebejina a year simpieso? Ebe Kase a year Akufo-Addo Ekoko J Bosia Emma or the baby year of Fanko and Saomu Quine or the bayer of Fanko and Saomu Quine and the Swami interchange. And a fed year what this can year at the Fufra or say a yanokre. They are misleading so.
But the woman said. Sanko mo yo mudi na so mo parliament no mudi nkomo no so yi eni so mo please o center be bisa za question so mo energy nkomo no dia pie ni dia
abasa at least no wo kire mu akire Ghana fo ma woni se biara
so kire mu akire Ghana fo dia ya mo pie sa o mo ntie na Ghana fo so huni se optics no matter o mo tie debate no o mo tie nkomo no continue debate no mo koye na Ghana fo ni akire ko ese share the free mu na fe so it me fact checking na itimi boa ema Ghana democracy ehye mukena ema enye mputu
enti asedano ana medawo Professor Samuel Edujemfi of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology ena yatene no but then mamin kinkan de Asenso Boache e de aba Asi atu force na akogina simpie so esan be ka say Akufo-Addo ekokoje bosia so de baba ye Ofanko and some road and na Swami interchange but the scan kokoye ade foforo o say enye no kure na akoye asem bia achia kakra asi na nado Akufo-Addo na nado danko Akufo-Addo koje 750 million US dollars every Afri-Exim Bank facility. Na omkoji nenye project baako ana project mienu. Na normal bibre multi-purpose infrastructural facility. Tano churo no Parliament agitumu. Na normal ni de be ne bi ni Ofanko and Sawam Road no. Ebi ni Swami interchange no. Ebi ni Flower Pot interchange no. Ebi ni School Junction ewo majon ede ye dual carriage a wo de ko botema akoka motorway no ebi ni bypasses enan ewo sino anyinam anyiresi ene konongo enunti enei ensese ye finance minister no eka se Akufo-Addo kojiska no afanye it is $750 million no the years ye de be ye Ofanko nsawam ye de beye Swami interchange ye de beye Flower Pot ye de beye School Junction kobo teman ye de beye bypasses and 9 no osino enyinam enyirese kononwa emu dia hene ne yetimi wieye na aye $750 million no ebi da hɔ ana ensawam ofanko kwen ana bo yaka ho asama ka ana anwene ne sei Swami interchange ana MP for Swami John Dako ono so waka anwene ne sei Flower Pot interchange kama omo wie complete menam so everyday bia school junction na John ade ekọ Boteman motorway no so ano so me fa so a chese nso omo ye ne kama afei Accra Kumasi road bypass osino yenwie anwene ne sen enyinam yenwie anwene ne sen enyinesi yenwie anwene ne so konongo yenwie anwene ne sen. So are we to say $750 million amene wunyina yebetu yaka no atimi aye Flower Pot interchange pe na aye school junction de ko Boteman ope yenhwe aye prudent spending ana na yenyina no yemra medwon na yemra ne yemfa interview ba konso so nyeden ensan fanto aso Buzulete Neat 100.9 FM.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special ice, natural mineral water. Feel
Neat 100.9 FM suni enti Sabre we say yanko honorable member of parliament for Kofodia Eastern region na former director general of the Free Zones Authority no former deputy minister for trade and industry yankasa yadi nyina ura ochrebefi honorable yamwa
ya dokuna o mira
na what say awie
pacho me ye pa na moe
woni bi ani akwam jo
masha Allah
ami but media budget review no na dem obi
pacho idi kai me that be say we invite me about show no so awie minim say what here and what fun so say na opposition party a minority your parliament no and no ya traho ya boycott parliamentary statement na minister for finance or Robert Tuja afa Ghana income and expenditure home where they are mostly a friend of budget no working once and then minority caucus no ya boycott
na adienti ana mo boycott ye
yo didi kai me gidi say Ghana and yebu on and ye build we are trying to have a country obia be pese obetem on maya nko form infio mem krom omokom do so mfia sa on man ye chitre ndi ye hia say ye democracy ye bo ye no ye bo human yi ni ye ni ye say de be nko fa semre na menu miru na nim je si Ghana for some time now especially Emana Yura Mahama on the NDC party no more opposition no obo den sem bebre tutu ja de di kan a mo kan ho asem pa ebe ya asem kese o Ghana ha itia MPP aban at that time no galamsey hu sansam begiri sa wote say galamsey o kan ya ma bisi say o ma panye Kufuado e wotumi aso ma panye wo say go declare state of emergency na ye anke niya na within 2 minutes galamsey na twam na esutwa o Ghana into omampani mahama a create impression ebi to Ghana for a criminal so no onye opportunity abɛyɛ president a saa nneɛma a bɛma galamsey nso atwa no ɛna ɔbɛyɛ ho adwuma nti a lot of people were expecting good things from him ɛna ɔmampani Mahama aba ɔpani Mahama ɛbɛbɛyɛ ɔmampani a afei de galamsey ɛho nsɛnsɛm na afei de abɛyɛ asɛm a abɛyɛ kakakora a ɛnɛ nkɔfoɔ kora a ɔmanya appointment no obisa ho sɛ o na de nkɔpɛ appointment da bi sɛ meyɛ galamsey nti sɛ meyɛ mining meyɛ galamsey sɛ galamsey na bɛyɛ so common ɛna ɔmasa de gold board nso abɛhyɛ galamsey no mu Mahama sɛ no galamsey no gold board ɔdwan deɛ galamsey ho nko asɛm yɛ ka hɔ enti na yɛn as opposition party a yɛwɔ sɛ yɛde pressure to aban no so ne yɛma aban no yɛ deɛ yɛ no ɛho hia sɛ yɛbɛka ho asɛm nti yɛtwerɛ homa a yɛfrɛ no petition ɛde kɔma mampani yɛde bi kɔma kodio yɛde bi nso akɔma ɛfrɛ no sɛ diplomatic corps no ɛno nti saa mmerɛ no na yɛde sade ma ne kɔ no nti na yɛantena hɔ de kan no ɛtɔ so mmienu ɛyɛ Ablekumanov menim sɛ wote deɛ ɛsiiɛ last 2 weeks ɛkɔ elections ɛwɔ Ablekumanov elections no electoral commissioner ɛba
quite unfortunate say yeah lusu honorable member for Koforidua Ochibefi you better say betimi asan raising back onto the line na yen ne din komo hwe enura de wo so in alternative to parliament minister for finance the ono so ebebe right eti yetimi raise honorable Ochibefi back onto the line honorable yede wase say yen sa kan bi na gusu chirem galamsey de akoso ne de mo so mo e de kan ho
eti yehu say galamsey hu nsɛmsɛm no hello sir
yeti opa honorable
galamsey hu nsɛmsɛm mo pɛni Mahama onye ne yie kra
say this ye rearrange say baby a honorable one ye man opportunity nanka ye hwe say obetimi a rearrange na yetimi ne na kasa Kennedy was a nyako honorable member fitinura na makwa na die na asie na de frɛ me honorable and frɛ me na unsa we a very pragmatic person so na mintie wo so wano asɛm kakra so mintie wo so wano asɛm kakra yengu so na yensan enko
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look?
Yatimi Rezi honorable Ochibefi back onto the line. Honorable Yegusu Tieu after some election violence any galamsey hun sama na ye necessary send run mudi hu dwuma.
Enti ablekuma ho nsɛmsɛm no megiri sɛ ɛno nso wate ho nsɛm yɛkɔ police station we yɛda sɔre a ɛsan sɛ fiedu nketea ɛka kyerɛ electoral commission sɛ ɔyɛ purpose because of that intro ehu ɛbɔ no ɛma electoral commission no ɛdane 3 polling station kɔ 19 clearly I just MPP need to be winning seat no deal your collections oko ide akoma pakoye na ye national executive committee secretary ko my collections we koye no one to the dey see wo hwe fiat the police for egira ho a o ma nya hwe e ma rascals be miscreants I mean irresponsible people be a NDC for omo no if you tell say match woman e go for buy Bomba attaque ma to say honorable Newman Bomba attaque ma to say honorable how akumsin at that time na as from Google nimase e magana esefem ye when na me say o mampedi Mahama o yo mampedi ko beka wasem Ghana police ko beka wasem no ADAKABRI abi o wan say police one town hey police one can he and one someone say, I'm going to send Kofu Amuyata. Getting Kofu picture by Get them telephone number by police for the young film. And anywhere you there, sorry, police for the Ghana for Crocodile John. I'm issue statement so much from you know. Me like a real. Me catch your plane, me play for full play. Police for Omuchobia, Omuchobia. Police for so much Kofa, from a crum. No be able to go for now. What you mean? Opposition party, they are there, and we are then the police. They should come out and say, go for your children. You know, never cover and show so anybody. I want you to be a other settings. Any PR wrong with you just to please the government. And you know, way at the cause of the question, and no, any, I'm saying, and my check out, and a year of party, you say, and yet, Tadia, yet transit, Emma, you are a fortune, or chief propagandist, Maga Ghana, a mine to see also, all my propaganda, or and mekan niema enye do kre o entrance dem wa wode ka e wono the petition me to akon company e ba kwa kokodio ne ba ko zako the deal of the diplomatic corps I don't see any here saro the entrance
enti mfaso de be na mu susuo se mo di petition call presidency e de kokodio e de ko dean of diplomatic corps no a e be ba so e de ama omanma
ne pese we no safo nyina ya dance for as I say, any events will be a boy, any in Kofor Kakai, Omitia boy, and Nunti, any say, near some guy than the force, almost a repetition in the president. If someone penny 200 mom, but almost could you follow any director for only a dance for only a dance for, send a mayor, almost put the pressure, I'm on penny and 200 mom. I don't think I come horror. Now, oh my dance for. So the mayor, on my baby 200 mom, so 200 mama, as so far so, Ghana in Nanya, in Habacope. I don't think the head is
na movie atopos yanso a chief propagandist on a finance minister or say abano allocated 13.8 billion cedis under the big push say ye targeted 32 major road projects. Na in the eastern region, no, Kennedy Nyako Osei, honorable member for Achimswedru. Osei, Greater Accra and Eastern region, no, enya 9% out of a year, sir, big push kwana yebe no. Na, what do you know saying?
Yes, I'm here. We am a man with the priorities. Abaya or no, or yet so political. Abaya or no. Obi October, Mama and Guano, Satan with the account. In any case, a big push now, the big push way announcement era at 4 year or 13 point and a co only project, all roads, any road related projects, very bridges, now, ye is similar for any get a car. Yes, new. Yet, you come money both, you come Usha, the Kakapano Echo Water region and a northern part of the country. Even Ashanti region, Krapo. And it's a needs a clear west is a coming more. But here, who is a penny priorities or 30 years or the prison almost top of my own. It will be out here one top of my own, no long count. It's in Ashanti. The woman you be blamed for, and it's at the end of the year. And don't think an old peer, anyone in our Columbia,
but so we share any part of do a to about a day a man, and Panjo Mahama. One would do so as any part of do a to about a day ma or Mampani Mahama, our water region. It is logical, no such much rain.
No, I'm just making a session there. Or Mampani Mahama, any NDC abino. And we say, "Be a what and that's why more push here, me power. In fact, I use it with Yamo. Is it a big push here? Big, it's supposed to be nationalistic in nature. Every prison or mining, I know mining no paso. They are proposing, say, on 10 kilometers of road every year. And what stations, conferences, they may bridges, they may say. But my point is that I was saying, fair across the country. You shouldn't treat some regions better than the other. That's the only point we are making.
Mhm.
That's the only point we are making. It's who make it, who yeah, baby, and what shit. If I said, yeah, being a mining what home. And you will be on top now, and I'll go winning elections to go on. I want to our bay.
Media review no so owia ye debate there's a debate be bar notwithstanding some boycott to a statement no on the floor no mo baba be participating in the debate na
Oh, definitely, we'll participate in the debate. Sir, yeah, so we statement. We want all my every parliament. I'm a first country parliament. I'm a first every parliament. It's just it's like making a statement on the floor of parliament. Most of our plenary session, members of parliament don't be a statement, ministers be a statement. We end that. At the end of the statement, we have a make a comment on it. And also, yes, so you have a make a comment. Hello.
Oh yeah
comment. You have the cast of because they want some car. They want some car or some car. And I think Minister as the ranking member on trade industry and agribusiness and tourism, once we break out our sector win. And the beginning said, you want to break out and they will participate fully. Minister Kamaya chance to say, you're commenting on segment 1.
Two more questions, sir. Ranking member of Trade and Industries Agribusiness, and the trade minister no say a year 1D 1F na year flagship no wetwam na in place transition any clear as to say the obisi a transitive from a cancellation what you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, be a press conference of honor because ADAKABRI, we are so familiar with the system and the trade sector. So we are talking about a policy. You need 322 different companies at the various stages of implementation. 322 companies at the various stages of implementation. 169 have been completed fully and they are working. Like at Greenfield and Brownfield business, I have 1D, 1F project. You know, along all the one penny. I got to follow the DNM. Master say, and then also I say, what's your policy? What's your policy? Then I'll listen policy nine. What's your policy? Then I'll listen nine. What the make it buy no? Okay, what the policy be fellow feed the industry. And the market no aqua ministry money. And I see no 1 month transition period be what say what can say policy no. I from memo we are saying money if I do here. And before a year policy, or run the policy. Then you just stand up and one without any use what cancel policy. Who cancel policy now? Who cancel the one can say more year 1D 1F from what year you could see next year. And the next 2 years of Ghana, they will just very big and their papa coming a Democrat. Oh, sorry, I'll say, who does this? Who does this?
And yeah, can na a year 1D 1F ewo hono na ohwem say Ghanaian banks are now a boa as they put it participating financial institutions
PFIs
na I say sika womo ede ebe support 1D 1F no na akowie say ade interest no aban ebe fa percentage bi na entities no so afa percentage bi na ye de akoyem ti we no a wo so atwam yi a wo kan wasem no participating financial institutions no biem ana yebeka kire wo mo.
That's another question. And the question that I raised is a legitimate question. Say, there's no way in the world I buying and motivating conformity. Well, incentives is part of business. In the modern day of business, no, open the what is only back no. So this can be a juma and other bank one interest no and another. So if you want people to establish business, who person go for establishing businesses? Who person go for a big juma? I was all motivated through incentives. And one of the incentives I hear the buy and say, yeah, this PFIs, because are PFIs, no, not this PFIs, we know, almost very low now. Interest, no, I buy it to half, not business of 40 half. Now, Obia, Nakaya, Omega, what you get the new man, then I phone you now, Was it a cup and one? What happens? You didn't tell us anything. I mean,
and there are aspects of the 1D1F, no, at say youth 1D1F, we say 58 of them are enable youth, no, international organizations, and a more music, more machinery, Emma, ye de asserting you may diama Sam Ranty, our mode air. Also, another aspect of it, 7 of them, so and also no international organizations, more musica, ye did bro, ama omu only a year companies and the Sir, and also so no, ye was ye kekana. Quite unfortunately, and 2 more questions, Naki and every raise Nebra back onto the line. Say 1D1F no see a tremu deal, but also a tremua a common user facilities. Common user facilities na 7. Of course Sabelugu ye duamo omu ankasa machines no mo de esomo no so uba central and suta no mu dua bro okwa kontomra no mu dua mo. It is 7 user facilities no e de na wo kan de afa ho 8 of them so na youth enabled 1D1F and so international organizations and a ma musika emi ye the SETI company e de ma wo mo say omo emfa emeye adwuma. It be we may need the trade and agribusiness minister no to explain that these aspects no so no saying and obisi at the INO. Right. Yanhwe na ha ochirebe fi betimi comment on that aspect no. Honorable yet was say we dey how we but then
many problem cry. Sorry about that. We see him and then the 1 week.
Na when him 1 week na dwansa man hino so ne dot yie no eso ho no.
Na said me nam kwa me ko wenchi inta ekwan no.
Fache tajo se tachiman enkosi ya edeko wenchi eno se ada
me nam tachiment ya kwa no sia me nam tachiment ya
ada se attachment ya je so sheda na akofa attachment ya kwa nsoma akufu adokwan ya ye kama no
na so first class road
akuma attachment ya eko dem ayo edia kwanta right why oh right on teacher so ofa aye abuakwa ekosi bechem na wo turning right efa attachment ya de ba akuma dan na just waba ye left no dey call attachment enti akwa no paso no na de wada kufu ado ase amagana fo se kufu ado ye dawa se kufu ado ye dawa se
kwande amagana ye fe na oze mna me adwuma osunyane ma me manager na me first manager appointment na me osunyane nti binim area no ye pa enti I say road ndi abeboy pa
right enti na ye ebuso say 1D1F no yes 1D1F no sa keke. There were 7 of them are normal from common user facilities.
There were 40 as a matter of fact there were 42 of them 48 and yeah
so
and on African Development Bank and then my so I say they support young people and they very enable youth no enable youth no and we as a cooperative we put young people together more then we set up a business for them.
Yes.
No you saw as like a place
just almost 500 Ghanaian youth graduates and they set the business more machinery.
That's right.
And this Ghanaian youth no set or see what Chemu sent here no
detail. So young people way how are they going to see that is see I thank God for this one. I think one me opportunity the pa na also tia into the whole kind of interview I'm enjoying it. Because you appreciate the whatever the cases because we are talking about Kola we are some a young graduate am be adwuma ye be adwuma omo na start na buy motivate you omo na buy motivate you omo no avede na adana be before
my young putting in contest to say Ghana buy sa 500 graduates no mo Ghanaian youth no Ghana buy no emma omo sika bia but mo who watch the bear new minister under the direction of Nana Danko Kufuado at Alanchamate. Akko International Organization or IFAD, African Development Bank.
Development Bank, IFD.
Akwaji Sika. I set up companies amam rantie ni maba way. At the machinery abeka ho de ama wo and just woman they hold them, they are the owners of the company and making a living out of it. No almost managing a dachi on the same principle as the Asian Tigers, you know. Sam ranting so baby bia.
Owners of business, captains of industry, and growth pools. Exactly.
And you see, you're coming to what next for them?
That is that. See, I thank God for this interview because see, I'm enjoying it because these are legitimate questions. I mean, legitimate questions. You see, we are talking about building a nation, and they say southwest countries, they have developed to this time, because of industrialization. And the young as a mind, if we want to get there, we have to pursue industrialization. And the Yamia Adam Minister Biaga, what the concept yaba. And a concept said that actually you produce entrepreneurs, youth business owners, engineers say my own. I buy it by or say or no on support star policy if you one alternative be a ma or maybe but business is okay, there's an alternative arrangement for you, there's something like that. If you won't know one transition period, one machine, one country, and one say first in the budget back 24-hour economy, and now I can't feed the industry. We need enough. We need enough.
Besides, enable you for no common user facilities. So ye be more section central. Ye be a more ye be a bro section central. Ye be a more sabelugu. Ye be a more our contomra. Woman so no ye yomuday.
They're the same thing. They are all the same soup. What's the enable youth concept? Enable youth concept, common user facility and technology,
solution centers,
TSCs, and also they are there to support the 1D1F concept. Well, these are places because common user facilities. I see some lugu, rice, now if these people will no more have that opportunity to do business,
okay, the engine say, you be table motion be another urgent question be.
My final urgent question, my final urgent question of Parliament to ask the minister again. Yes, and yes, actual petition minority caucus. The trade committee also say the minister as a matter of urgency, I was saying ultimate can be found because there are a lot of it is not just the 1D1F now, private sector operators around. There are other ones as well. Government, APESCA, every other donor agencies or I can set up and call for. And I'm not be a common user facilities. Are we just going to leave it like that? Are we going to whatever? Governments be able to come up with a plan for this particular arrangement. So who said the
and then the bomb say minister and the deputies be appreciate really the object of sir 1D1F
because it's a 1D1F we are talking about now 322 companies at various stages of implementation 169 and because for your yes, that's a concept. You can say 1D1F can either be a greenfield business or a brownfield business. People think that 1D1F should only be a business that you have to from scratch.
Because China in the late 70s, and the China one district, one factory. And you know, China to me in the late 70s, one district, one factory. Then the China global business, if you're the one now political expedience in Tina. Yabeka say ya 1D1F ya cancel that.
It is purely political. It is purely political. There can't be any other motivation. Because
I said na just watch so. And yada a honorable asset and the honorable asset. Yada honorable asset. It's here another day see a better chance in the Adrian Saturday because I was here tears, yes sir. Say international organizations it made sika eba na government of Ghana sika nka ho near Simon set up 500 Ghanaian youth near ma wo 58 of them yes businesses near set up the ma wo Now okay, which way 1D 1F no more. The same rant and maba one na IFAD and International African Development Bank. This kind of setting businesses ma omo no den so na common user facilities almost so womo do omo bro na yasan aye factory di ama womo emma obi de say ubusa wo hene kese inda ya na overlord of the Gbewa Palace or no share ya and no na man ni beje 1D 1F because Sabelugu time a common user facility wo year say akuafo ne dom mo a emo no mo do no and yate factory e de ama akuafo no a che say ye farmers owned it wo mo de mo no ba ne ye so ho a na farmers no any 70% of the profit company no international organization siama wo mo no na omunya na ye 30% na ka no ye the 10% e de akọ eye Sabelugu Traditional Council na nanom so anya bi atafre near the 10% akọ Sabelugu District Assembly na assembly so anya bi e de atoto enoma e wo ho na ye the 10% so ama a management of the company tamos mo fantuatu am hoka enti we mu nyina na say minister needs to brief us as to the way forward minia Abdullah Sakara Al Hassan of the NDC Watnase and Ibrahim Kamadin of the NPP so Atnase. Pick one on that comment now. Maybe have to me.
Make sure no much with you for no matter what I say. I think say oh no what true light am I? We need more light on this particular. Woman say now transparency was not there. Transparency. Say me no exactly we are say. Emma omu money transparent from the beginning. Emu da fire. Like I don't think say Rebecca Bekan transparency is not there. And exactly the key is transparency. Accountability. Yes, is the key. It is not there. I mean, you said do you have experience or no one can say our interview no cry say yes. He appreciates your worth or your knowledge and what I say we move because unim the worker. Which means what's your information, when your third hand information on it until you know what you are talking about. And then just say how many Ghanaians know about this? So them what they make what you say in asem exactly because when you say one district one factory who can Ghana ha enye popular why because oma mania na ho amanfo ni gide one district one factory no more and it's as simple as that transparency anyhow say transparency wo ho and ka dey way and who will tell you say 50 individuals now omanya opportunity omo here now. And all these things will not happen. So me, I believe in one thing: transparency. Then they should be transparent to people. They should let us know. When you should one factory, up to today, Ghana ni ukobisa on the street of Ghana, ukobisa ubia. Obeka just say, I didn't know because we didn't see it. Mancho baby, we didn't feel it because they were a campaign song, a campaign message. Now you say one district one factory there and kebeba your industrialization we didn't see a talk because we saw
58 youth enabled 1D 1F no not so much here more musica but machinery no international organizations no to tour machineries no I was here installing them
exactly and then meno in patrol yenya time ni enko bisa you say
omo 500
yenko bisa some more and then omunya there is no transparency in there. A good initiative. Me, obedient means na home can say that initiative was not a good initiative. It was a perfect initiative. But implementing it, there was something wrong about it. Na katashishe and na proyebi and I say lack of saying because obi odi na adwene bae no ofrimu obi na dey adwene bae no no na di mu tintima which is Alan Shamatin into ofrimu no ma dey no to sin. And truly, I'm fulfilling the purpose at the buy. And to me, no, Obi Obeka say, na enya dream pa, and then one etiwa a decided to buy an over. But and the only say there was no transparency.
Right. Abdullah Sakara Al Hassan of the National Democratic Congress. Now, yajina comments kakra if cancellation of the 1D 1F specifically a common user facility and a youth enabled projects no yentie Ibrahim Kamaldeen of the Amasama Bruni Neka saying Baba what is saying
Boko ADAKABRI.
right also comments on sir idea with cancellation of the 1D1s especially the youth enabled 1D1 58 of them no and the common user facilities no 7 of them no what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so let's start to say by Mechia Amasama for now my General Secretary Lawyer Justin Frimpong Kodia. Now so NDC government cancel project that definitely there was some justification for cancellation. No? Yes, there were core elections. I believe so. One person who said, "No president, former president, around commission a lot of the 1D1F projects in Bibre." In Nipa Anka say some of them didn't have challenges. Definitely, a bit more FAC challenges, but the overall effect of the 1D1F, no, 1D1F, no, obia ehun the impactor at the bread or my. And he said the NDC government ababemu. Na someone who say effect of the 1D1F, no. 1D1F no obia the end is coming to be and challenges be what baby. The only thing I'm moving to me I say move share how to correct them. But what do you mean as a government policy targeted at say youth employment, you know, now I be cancel. All because the government knows say or implement this project, you know. The finality is a Ghanaians because a project with former president started here. That is all. It almost person almost cancel, no started everything afresh. Now I say almost policy. But me, that is all that I see. Other than that, you can't tell me say the whole 1D1F, you know, 1D1F.
But what's the point about say main ones, you know, here sikano participating banks, you know, and financial institutions, you know. They were not happy, say, almost on the strength of the companies, you know, a books. So government had to come in and says, okay, more interest now also mutiano. Omubetuya half. Now government is what we half. And in effect, no, interest was more or less reduced for the year 1 more or more years. Tiano Dobaka say government interest payments into the PFIs no krano. But we are interested in 7 common user facilities now. Ubi so called Sapelugua. Almost 700 farmers. And no munina domo. And yes, factory ni dia more yes one group. So munina take more. No mudo na bread factory no. And also so international organization. And now to machinery no de amia set factory no up. Say ya womo de emon beko. No mu de emo no kwa na yate mo no ayakoton no emfaso na baaye no 70% san ye sa 700 farmers no ayo mu dia na 10% of the 30% naka no ye de ama nananom Sabalugu traditional area na 10% ye de ama assembly no Sabalugu district assembly na 10% ye de ama management amomu de atu omo ho ka. And when the Gabansi come and the international organization has see another setup on friend technology solution center. The machinery noa ye different Austria the abana mode year humano. In case say a break it down here to be able to Austria be able to abroad machine not technology solution center I repair their mom. So do we not require the minister to explain to us how processes we know you be dealing with it now?
So one side ADAKABRI, one said the one person clearly who explain it to a TF no. Medical catcher say the NDC affiliate says some will continue now say idea we ever successful the credit will be called to the previous government. That is just basically the mimihu in all this. And yes sir, idea be ever Ghana for umbenya ejuma no. Ube ushemukina and ya dia obeba na wabeka say oh cancel. So when we
Abdullah say accountability and transparency.
Well, so is that enough? Say, Obe cancel na farmers na kwatena na benefits are farmers driving from the program on beluzu because of accountability. Accountability can still go on. Na ejuma no so den koso. Mo management ha yamfa mo management ha say issues wa ha. Minji ni say mo beto radio station no asama aka say mo ko investigations. ADAKABRI. Bibi sabet mercy. At least Who investigation echo ego on no. Still program be running on. We are another program be on. So all that we are saying is that the government of NDC esro adia bako. Mami nya adia so that success in ekoba credit no ebeka so 1D 1F yen na yen him say President Nanado and start here. That is the long and short of it. Other than that, why not bet me convince you Ghana ha? I bet yes because of transparency and accountability. And yes, some for other government agencies. Say auditor generals needs your friends auditors call various departments. Omuko auditing no mu other issues do omu government agencies and firms in the down. They don't. So, my brother, so what I say, because of these two things, lack of transparency and accountability, and government council we are. Me, I don't think so. Even Ghanaians, and it's here for multi program. It's just not what it is. It is one goal. You don't want MPP government, the previous MPP government, to take the credit. It's as simple as that. It's ADAKABRI. We and Adiabia Yabetrimu minister should be open to Ghanaians. Who shut it at their down? Who cut transparency as them? Who shut it at there? You are not transparent. How do you convince people that you are shutting based on transparency and one person you are refusing to be transparent? What justification is this, ADAKABRI? So that is my take on the issue.
Who are reaction?
Oh say I didn't say, me bra. Yanka say ya cancel into your friends say transparency behind the whole or something. No, the truth is that I didn't program on my shafi, and we have brought a new program. And that program up to now 8 years. Anka one this one factory be a year. Anka you 8 years as something canoe. It didn't work. Ghanaians didn't accept it because a policy no more any programs or more it didn't affect it and economically no any impact in one district one factory. Pentima minto because I'm for no order that and I would be yako shame and I will say most of the one district one factory companies need now. It is an already existed company. There was no company which was from scratch. They are all existing company. No, and we know, say, man, I say investigation, and I say undercover investigation around it. Emma who say there are so many companies that all book who say one district, one factory, but on reality, no, they were not on ground. And then the mechanic who say who follow you. Yeah, exactly.
And Tiasiano nyan my years are into Ninan say Yama minister so MH.
No minister, the one more alternative. Now, the only Casa no beside alternative. Alternative number agro park. And we have tell you say the 24-hour economy no you per se you making sure say you and those ones no the alternative is there but my issue is that enya nyama yak mo shas here and you see into aso indra ya minister auto force ya call parliament e ba ko hu say nyama mo shas here no your obama ye ba to aso all the buy say all those say mo shas here mo wie but yeah no whatever been the case you ever be shas here you say free secondary school education amode buy ya buy ya beto aso so let's say papa na mu ye ni year and you say no it will have any little effort for us to just complement it. I will do it. We do it
under the big push policy
exactly
and ADAKABRI
my job online here I see 1D1F program cancelled replaced with 24-hour economy. And when I make an omu person omu ya dia the previous government ain't mean take credit. Anything I'm going to question.
Who take credit? I so take credit long time.
The 24-hour economy.
24-hour. That's
the 24-hour economy. No,
sorry. 24-hour economy. And so omu share through the agro. Minister no share the minister explained that the ministry was now focusing on agro processing parks under the 24-hour economy policy, which aim to make Ghana's economy vibrant around the block. So
around the clock.
Okay. Yeah, around the clock.
Agro processing parks, no. Necessary and say common user facility no ho. Setre central omudua bro. Na omude aba omo factory. Sure. Sa bro no bi na omo di biba ensawam. Emine di ye bia tietie bi no ye de bro bi ye bia nkwa mpese me kai ne din ma. So ni nyina no. Do you obscure previous policy polls no? Do you obscure them in order to achieve what they know? Now so they 4 years now so over.
What me nyokrati han as some okay and say a lack of transparency and accountability. Say yes, idea. Some come from question under 24 hours. It means you just cancel it. Now work of focusing on a different problem. But the word used here, you are replacing it. Is that not it? Good. So what it tells you, when you say, me in my thinking, no, I will stress the fact, say, omo agenda be say, okay, let's push everything into the 24-hour economy. Because 24-hour economy, I can say, yeah, but other topics now. I'll talk more on it. Anything I mean per se, so that the whole thing say now the NDC is enjoying goodwill. So say enjoying goodwill there. I will say everything MPP you try as much as possible. Say you be demonize it. The bottom line of this issue is say creative jobs and not creative jobs. Creative jobs.
Motion na.
Mami ma or adewe.
Motion na.
Mami ma or adewe. Maybe or no can. Okay, I say make a friend say Miss Elizabeth of Osuajai, which is the minister. Or say, Mr. Speaker, I want to draw the House attention to the fact that as of now, there is no policy as one district, one factory. She said on Tuesday on the floor of Parliament. The minister explained that the ministry was now focusing on agro-processing park under the 24-hour economy policy, which aimed to make Ghana's economy vibrant around the clock. Mr. Speaker, we are doing agro parks, which seeks to be a great game changer, especially in the agro-processing zones, to produce around the clock for import substitution, export, foreign exchange, and to create jobs for our teeming youth. Miss Ofosu Ejare made the remarks when she answered an urgent question by Mr. Alexander Afenyomakin, the new Patriotic Party member of Parliament for Ifutu. The MP also the minority leader asked the minister about specific incentives and investment promotion package being deployed to attract private sector investment, given the cancellation of the one district, one factory. The minister noted that the policy for the 24-hour economy, which included investment packages, was under review and will be presented to Parliament when completed. When asked about transitional measures, transitional measures, or say, following the cancellation of one district, one factory, the minister said the ministry was in talk with stakeholders and looking at the fallout from the cancellation. However, she attributed the cancellation to the previous administration, stating, since I did not cancel the policy, I would not be in a position to give reasons why remedial measures were not given before cancellation, she said. So, according to her, per this, what I've just read, she is not the one who even did the cancellation.
Exactly. It is the woman say,
Yes.
Ghana, irrespective of who is in charge now,
Yes.
needs to know.
Exactly.
Say, no cray.
Sure.
Say, at a point, international organizations,
Sure.
at the Sikani machinery,
Sure.
setting up businesses,
Sure.
at the Ghanaian youth,
Sure.
say 54, say 58,
Yes,
meaning say over 500 Ghanaian youth were put together.
Sure.
Say one kasano manage ya set company
Sure.
omunya managing director, omunya production manager,
Sure.
wenye sales manager, wenye say na yentimi ma omu infidie.
Sure.
Any akwanya say ombe produce bibi.
Sure.
Obi say jankoba ginger. So any person who say sa de we nyina no minister no obi cancel ya.
Sure, according to the minister, it has been cancelled during their own administration.
The minister na ekon.
Yes.
When the minister so no any formal press conference na all kasa you.
Parliament, House of Record.
Answer to a questioner Afenyo
Yeah.
Ebusa.
And I was saying, Parliament on a House of Record, though. So whatever she's saying over there has. So I'm also bringing.
At the end of the
Sure.
Or in response to Afenyo
Marking questions, no.
or say, Mr. Speaker,
Sure.
at present there's nothing like 1D, 1F.
exactly.
It will call further. I know Coach Lemu say, and you mean I'm a council here, and to me, so it means to say, Ghana phone needs explanation,
Which will be
and
given.
yes, as international organizations, you know, that you better come home here.
Yeah.
The
The vacuum now, Minister Ejai and he
Well,
said,
just a minute.
agent question, just a second.
No.
Agent question before we call Parliament. Unim questions are you call Bissau.
Yeah.
And this and you want to cancel here. All that you need to do is that you know, feel on more cancel no. We correspond to an agent question. You seek briefing from your ministry. I hope all this report will be under her ministry. So you can't go there and now say, Enya me cancel here. And you are not able to fill the vacuums. Okay, why? And that is why I agree with you, say, we need to know. So say anyone will cancel here. That's our minister. The back stops with you. Is that not it? So tell us who did it.
Now, man, I say, man, don't worry. Yeah, man. But remember when you have a true. I'm Papa Bob to the stand say, yeah. If anything, I say all the ministers, a true light to what they have done for us. Accountability series. She will have opportunity to come and we will ask her. And now medias, so they give opportunity for you to ask questions. So we will ask her over there. No, we will. Let me just say.
Parliament is house of record. No,
but don't tell me say
accountability series. I know any policy, any idea be a yamra. Even though any government, but Parliament agent question, you have to appear.
To us every single opportunity. Yama Ghanaians know. We tell the truth. That is who we are. So we don't whether it is Parliament or not Parliament. We are ready to tell Ghanaians the truth. And I make her say,
made a point,
what I want to tell you is
come and explain.
Oh yes, no, for now she can't go to Parliament again. No, as of now she can't go to Parliament again. What to go Parliament?
Agency, yes, state of it. All that you need to do. I was saying when you're prepared because you better idea will answer to. Is that not it? So you prepare.
But not everything that they will write to you that they will ask you. There are questions that lead to another question. Don't forget about that.
They don't ambush you.
No, there are some questions that will come that you didn't appear. No, there are some questions that you ask that you don't even know.
The person, so who need any idea about it? All that you need to do. Okay, wait.
That's what she said. I'm not the one who cancelled it. So whoever cancelled it, you need to ask or you need to tell you. Say, then you cancel it.
You want the listeners to believe. Say she wasn't in the know. Say.
So she lied. So she lied at the Parliament. Exactly. So why you are telling her it goes left to know? So she lied.
She wasn't in the know. Say,
no. So she lied.
If she said,
so she lied on the House of Parliament.
But let's find out. Do the two of you agree? Say, we require further explanation.
100%.
Especially that bit
100%.
International organizations 100%. And the demand.
100%.
So that be an
because
exactly.
Because
the minister and the true proposer and the cockroach sadi and the buy. No.
I'm a minister. No, I'm him.
Only Ghana.
I am pushing the same set of questions. I'm pushing the same set of questions.
Governance is a continuum.
So, when I'm continue, I'm continue. I want to know cancel no. And I'm saying Alan Hoiti. And I'm cancel. So somebody said. What I say? About transformation. Agri process business more. Alan trademark.
Minister,
we know what we are coming to do. What you say? Which they be brief also. Until that name was say that they be brief also. Until that name was say it be another which you they didn't cry Ochebe for we want free honey tea or 1% for fillet. Free honey tea or 1% for fillet. And so we go one day to one factory based on what he told us that we didn't continue because we don't want them to feel the glory. Exactly the reason why they didn't continue because no one person and the glory because foundation now almost said it was wonderful. With all this thing, they were able to bring all those things out. And we don't know. They didn't tell us more. Normally they see it was not in public notice. Most of the media house or the media talks I have followed, I've never heard about it before. This is my first time hearing it, and I'm sure my brother said this is the first time he's hearing it.
Oh, there was a program at the International Conference Center where 500 youth were assembled and given the marching orders to take over the company.
Those youth who were matched and were given the opportunity, we need to even investigate it. Well, if it is true that they benefit from it. We know these people very well. We know how they're
giving the marching orders to take over the company.
Those youth who were matched and were given the opportunity, we need to even investigate it. Well, if it is people very well. We know how they do their and knows truly say I'm pampa yo had no chairman actually chairman this guy man so called Exim Bank and man so called bro kuma say odua 1 year exactly so we know them. A track record of taking money without executing what is supposed to be done.
Are you proving fact?
I want
unproving fact.
What's it?
Okay. Is it a proving
fact? On the way of proving fact.
So I can't just say propaganda now.
No, Theo.
Let me come here. I don't want to be interjecting.
Oh, don't worry. Oh no, you are having a discussion, so you don't have a problem.
I want to put it on record. What's it? And I see 1D1F. Program policy or free one say
yeah
in the first place,
Okay.
Your campaign, part of your policies are you buy. You see, you buy 1D, 1F. Yes, our campaign, even in opposition, say you to me. Correct?
It is a what cancel and count to me.
Correct?
Oh, I'm listening to you.
Yes. This is said that we are 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
I'll be proposing my President John Mama. But it is his policy.
Yeah.
Is that not it?
Yeah.
So, manifesto, any people, President John Mama,
David.
So, in fact, sir, one day a year, 24-hour economy, no. A year, Bibia John Dramani Mahama, a catcher trades in your Congress. Sata Mokanenya policy or canon and no keke. But Omo buy ye and a Gusitano no makotna dem. And Oma fashion something out. I'm gonna buy a policy.
That's not it. How come even that one? That's not it. Omu campaign here, the show mu manifesto mu. So it wasn't just say Okan in passing. I'm a TF from Philly said when he just met them and it was just in passing. They conceptualized the whole thing. At the show mu police, your friend said it became their flagship program. Omu ya campaign T-shirt ni omu branding ya 24-hour economy. So me looking like it was just but all that I'm saying is because they see movement for change Afra Frantoni NDC Ayabaku. Oh, you see how highly I was speaking for. Oh, says Ayabaku. Oh, Ayabaku. Anything I was speaking highly for your friend said. And yes, sir. So me fan as some crass no krempo. Your friend is a program for Alan Chamanti. Alan Chamanti free abemu. How many years no the free abemu? Or severe abemu. Tell end your primaries no. A year no free. And to say any part to me serve for 6 to 7 years. No offer on a day no gua. Anybody on successful no because governance no say uwo abemu na say uya adena and jina another person ever succeed do cra obe continue. So don't sit as if you want to praise Alan Chairman. You only end up exposing him for 6 years. Or better any programmer. I mean exposing him. I don't have a follow with exposing him. You don't.
Now let's move on. Now in moving on, no. Now at a point in our economic journey, now end of 2024. By the end of the second quarter of this year, by June 2025, it has moved from 61.8% to 43.8%. That is a whopping 18% drop. So you are asking, again, NDC are led by John Dramani Mahama, a year 8%. That is a whopping 18%. Public debt to GDP ratio, no, it may free 61.8%, about 43.8%, 18 percentage points within 6 months.
Okay. Now, ADAKABRI, so Usha IMF programmer, Adia Emma, President Nanado, former MPP government. Yes, sir. Post reports from 2022. Started say economy started improve based on IMF report. And IMF report said nyama started peak. It is based on that NMA so only omo in Shishaya. Omo to me release the subsequent tranches because if things are getting bad, they wouldn't come in to come and continue, sir, your friends, advancement. Now, you cannot have the dividend in a year, and idea immediately you can repeat. So when things started picking up, before President Nanado and MPP lose power, a lot of things in the economy, from our physical, your friends, our physical policy, our microeconomy started picking up before we left power. Fortunately, these people have come to meet some of the benefits, and then they are touting it as if say Eyomo. But whether we like it or not, once they are in government now and they are enjoying the goodwill, who can they say they will refuse? Because once it is good for the MPP, good things they've inherited from MPP there, that one they will not accept it. Unless it is something
onset of the IMF program, no, we were told to say the program was going to run for a year, 36 months, and that by the middle of 2025, the Watia Kunyasu, no, obe reap the benefit. So are you suggesting say yes, our benefit, no, and NDC punanya any magical management of the economy bia punanya any magical management of the economy bia.
So the other side of it, and I'm happy say you've even clearly stated it, say the previous government, then what's left for them? Because some of us keep